Okay. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Welcome to Talk of the Town, the Mount Airy Business and Leadership Interview Series. I'm Donnamarie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty and sponsor for Talk of the Town, focused on shopping local, buying local, and eating local. I'm here today with Mount Airy Town Councilman Steve Domotor. Welcome, Councilman Domotor, and thank you for joining in and being featured in our new Talk of the Town series.
Thank you. Hello, Donnamarie. I'm happy to be here. Hello, Mount Airy.
Awesome. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and dive right in.
All right.
So what are your thoughts, excuse me, what was the driving factor or pivotal moment that made you decide to run for council?
Okay. Well, I think what got me started was, I've lived in the town for about 28 years. We raised our family here, and I've been active in the community along the way. But I had retired in around 2016 or so, and it was Mayor Pat Rockenberg who approached me and appointed me to the Growth and Development Task Force. So I was honored to be appointed to the task force. And that was led by Wendy Rimby. She was our chairperson. We had a great team. She was a great leader. But the charge of the task force was to develop the 2020 community survey. And so by being part of that team and having a chance to work on crafting the questions, I got to analyze all the survey results and I got to prepare the survey report. It gave me some really good strategic insight into the views of the citizens in terms of what do they most like about living in Mount Airy? What do they not like? What are their concerns about future growth and development and the future direction of the town? And in the survey, we really made a bargain with the citizens. We said, if you take the survey, we will use your input in shaping the future direction of the town. And so once I had finished up with the survey effort, I kind of looked at myself and I said, well, if you really want to advance these issues, if you really want to see some of this through, you got to have a seat at the table. So that's what prompted me really to run for town council. And when I was out door-to-door campaigning, that's what I told the citizens. I said, I don't have any pet projects. I am here to advance your views and wishes. And so that's really what guides me as a council member. I'm also guided by a strong sense of safety. I am a safety professional and senior executive. So everything I do, every decision I make at the council table, I look at through the lens of safety, because that's really the most important thing that your government can provide for the citizens. So that's how I got here, and it's all Pat's fault. But I'm enjoying the process. It's been rewarding.
Well, terrific. So with that, then, what are your thoughts about the current direction that Mount Airy is heading?
Okay, so let me start with our citizens' thoughts. And so it's interesting, the last question on the community survey was, do you think Mount Airy is going on the right track or the wrong track? And 91% of the citizens said it's going on the right track. So let's think about what that means. What that means is, if you think about it, there hasn't been a lot of change in Mount Airy over the last 10 to 15 years. People are very comfortable with their quality of life. There hasn't been a lot of change in terms of growth. And if you look at the demographics, 70% of the people have been in Mount Airy at least 11 years. 40% have been here over 20 years. So folks have been here a long time. They're very comfortable. There hasn't been any change. What people value the most, what they've told us, is strong sense of safety, great place to raise a family, quiet communities, and small town feel. So I think as long as we use those as our values, kind of as our curbstones moving forward in our future direction, if we stay true to that, I think we will be moving in the right direction as a town. So I think just follow our core values, trust the views of the citizens. Sometimes it's as easy as just listening to the citizens, doing what they've asked us to do. will probably be 80% of the right direction if we just follow through in that regard. So those are my thoughts there.
Great thoughts and philosophy. As you know, in 2019, the council adopted the Mount Airy Vision Plan, which was spearheaded by a company called Design Collective, an engineering firm hired by the town to help us create a downtown vision or a downtown revitalization plan that truly captured that Mount Airy charm, but enhanced and also enhanced the downtown experience, is what I like to say. What are your thoughts about the adopted Mount Airy Vision Plan and downtown revitalization?
Okay, so again, I'm guided by our community survey, and it's interesting. So the 2020 community survey, what people told us was their two top concerns needing urgent action and attention were traffic safety on Main Street and revitalization of the downtown area, lack of commercial growth and development. So we did that survey in 2020. The vision plan was completed in 2019. And it's interesting because the vision plan was already answering those top two concerns. You can't have a vital downtown without a walkable downtown, an area safe for pedestrians, et cetera. And so I support very much the downtown vision plan. That vision plan was designed to identify the infrastructure needed to improve the vitality of downtown, and also to reconcile the safety concerns associated with pedestrian safety and traffic vehicular circulation in the downtown area. So in many ways, it was focusing on the safety issues that were preventing us from having a more vibrant downtown. So again, I'm very supportive of the vision plan. I think I'm very intrigued by one of its core recommendations, which is to extend Center Street and the additional development that would be associated with that in terms of how that would add to our downtown district. So I support that. I also support another main recommendation out of that, and I think it's a key linchpin for moving downtown forward, is the issue of the Flatiron Building. In the vision plan, all of the participants recommended to replace the current Flatiron Building because of safety issues and because other options might provide for more vitality, and replace it with another building or some other option. And so I saw that vision plan was very stakeholder heavy. You had a lot of different charrettes with a lot of public involvement. You had a very active steering committee with Donnamarie. I know you were part of that steering committee, as many of our current politicians were part of that steering committee. So there is a connectivity there. So I really think, and also with the Flatiron Building, the survey told us that 75% of the people who took the survey said they wanted something other than the restoration of that building. It was time for that building to be replaced because of safety and other issues. So I'm very much supportive of the vision plan. I think, very candidly, I'm concerned that we're not following through with that plan. I think we're just kind of nibbling around the edges. And I strongly believe that until we start implementing that plan full-throated and consistently, we're never going to have the downtown that we all say we want. And so it's time to start moving that plan forward in a more robust manner. But I'm totally supportive of it. I pull it out. I just pulled it out the other day, and it's really turning into be a pretty good asset, quite honestly.
Yeah. Just to interject one thing, you had stated on your campaign trail to stop kicking the can down the road. And I feel that this is just another one of those instances where I hope we don't leave the vision plan behind.
Yes. And again, we're spending, I may speak to this later, but that was $135,000, the town taxpayer dollars. That doesn't include all the human capital costs, all the time and energy that our volunteers put into serving on that study. And we're not seeing it move forward. And so that's something I hope our town government takes a closer look at.
So on the, I don't want to say the flip side, but just, I guess, the same side, talking about, because downtown revitalization is change and it is growth. And then there's all the other areas of town that, we have growth. There's much controversy in our town regarding growth. And frankly, it's been that way since I can remember. So how do you plan on balancing the intense no growth demands versus the smart growth needs and commercial growth needs of the community?
Well, again, I think I get back to the sentiment of the town. People have been very comfortable with the current state of the town, and it's been very steady state. Not much has changed over the last 15 years. And now we see these various development proposals. We often use the term smart growth. I'm not really sure what that means. It might mean different things to different people. I think from the perspective of the citizens, I think our citizens are probably more comfortable with the kinds of growth they're more familiar with, such as single-family homes on fairly nice-sized lots, a nicely designed community. That's probably more acceptable than high-density growth, and that's reflected in the town survey. People said they don't want quote-unquote affordable housing. They don't want high-density development, and I think that's the bigger part of the concern in terms of potential development. What is smart growth? I'll just focus in on the word smart. I think smart for us is going to be just being very rigorous in how we evaluate these pre-concept sketch plans and the conceptual plans that the developers are putting forth to the town for review in terms of town officials, but also the community, and have the community engagement. So being rigorous in how we evaluate them, taking a holistic approach. And my fellow elected officials tease me about this because I use that term a lot, but I embrace it because, and the citizens have borne this out. It's basically, you can't just look at the impacts of one development. You have to look at the cumulative impacts of multiple developments and how that collectively might impact all of Mount Airy. So in terms of adequate public facilities, when we get to that phase, it's very important to work through those and make sure these developments can meet those requirements. I think we need to stick to our core values. Again, as long as we move forward with developments that can provide a sense of safety, good place to raise a family, quiet communities, the same kind of a feel. If we apply those values along with everything else we're doing, we will hopefully end up in a good place. And then lastly, and I got teased about this too, but I'm always saying, I want the best for Mount Airy. I want an award-winning development. I want something we can be proud of. I want something that draws people to Mount Airy. I mean, I remember, it's been 29 years. My wife was home. We lived in Bel Air at the time. And I was out doing the surveillance, looking for a new place to live because my job had changed. And I came through Mount Airy. I knew nothing about it. And I remember being at the McDonald's, and back then there were pay phones. So I got to the pay phone and I called Diana and I said, I found this really nice development. It has everything we want. It's a great place to raise a family. The town is nice. We can make a stand here. This is a good place to move to. And that's what we want other people to be saying. That's the kind of people that we want to come to Mount Airy. That's the kind of development we want that's going to be an asset for the town. So that's the way I would approach development. I think most people recognize that some development is needed to sustain our small businesses, and that will inevitably happen. We just need to be smart about how we evaluate it and make sure it's right for our town.
Terrific. And Councilman Domotor, lastly, has your perception of local government changed since you joined the council?
So how long do you have for this interview, Donnamarie? Do you
Just one more minute. Just one more minute.
You have the rest of the afternoon booked. No, seriously. I mean, so I've been serving for about a year. It's been a rewarding experience. I think I've been true to what I've told the citizens. I'm guided by the wishes of the citizens through the town survey and other channels. I'm very much guided by a sense of safety in all my decision making. I want the best government that we can provide for the town. So that's what I'm working towards. I think our local government very much mirrors national politics in terms of the kinds of kerfuffles, let's say, and the skirmishes and scuffles that happen both in the public eye and behind the public view. I mean,
a lot of fuffles there.
Those things happen, kerfuffles, it's a good word. I think we need to focus on being more effective. And that means a lot of different things. But in this case, what I mean is results oriented. And so we touched on the vision plan, but for example, okay, so the vision plan, that was a $135,000 effort, hasn't advanced as much as maybe it should have. We have other studies. We have a structural assessment of the Flatiron building that was done 10 years ago. I'm sure that cost quite a bit of money. There were 20 deficiencies found and only 2 have been acted on. So that for me is an eminent safety concern. Another example of not any movements. We have a design collective study that was completed on the Flatiron building in terms of providing some different options for replacing the current building, which I hope we down select to one of those options. That cost us $40,000. So if we do not implement that study, if we do not move forward, that $40,000 study just goes on the shelf. It's another wasted study. And then I can think of the Wendy Ridge Park Master Plan that was done in 2010. That was close to a $40,000 study. Again, lots of stakeholder involvement, lots of commission involvement, a good study, a good plan. Haven't seen a lot of movement on that. So I think it's important, and there are reasons why, but I think it's important that we start to take the information we have. We've done enough studies, we've done enough surveys. Let's act on what we have. We have citizen input in all of these products, and we just need to start being more results oriented. So that would be one thing. Then the other thing is, and I'm learning as I go, but I'm seeing, we have the executive branch with a mayor, and we have the legislative branch, which is the town council. And I think it's just important that we each respect each other, respect the roles and the authorities that each group has, and how each are an asset to our town government. And then also to embrace diversity. I think it's good to have different people with different ideas, opposing ideas, serving our town government and serving on our various commissions. Because what I found in my career in terms of leadership is when you embrace diversity, you get a better product, you get better thoughts, you get ideas from people that you wouldn't have come up with on your own. It forces you as a leader to be more persuasive, to articulate a vision, and to move a group of people forward to a common goal. So I'd like us to see us have a little more respect and appreciation for each other, and to value the diversity that we currently have across our council members and across the various commissions that we have here in the town. And then kind of a last thought would be, so I've seen the Top Gun movie twice now. It's a great movie, so I'll use a Top Gun analogy. So to my fellow council members, I will be your wingman anytime. We each bring different skills and different views to the table. And we all have the best interests of the town at heart. We're all trying to do the best thing for the town. And I just look forward to continuing to work with my fellow council members. And hopefully we can get some big things done for the town. We can move, some of these studies and plans forward, to a final good outcome. So that's my story. I've enjoyed my first year. I hope, I've learned a lot. I think I'm a better council member now than I was on my first day. And hopefully a year from now, I'll be an even better council member. And I'm going to continue to apply my guiding principles for my next 3 years of my term. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, then. Well, amen to all of that. I like your guiding principles philosophy. Councilman Domotor, I want to thank you so much for your time and for joining in and providing such thoughtful and meaningful dialogue to these very hot topics that we have going on today. It has been very informative getting to know about your philosophy and your ideas and your guiding principles, because I like that term. Did you want to take a minute to let the audience know how to connect with you should they have any questions?
Yes, please, and please do. And certainly, and I have to look at it here because I don't have it memorized, but my town email is councilmemberdomotor@mountairymd.gov. So you can always reach me through the official town website and my official town email address. I am on Facebook. I read and follow Facebook. I am not a strong participant in Facebook. It's not my preferred communication channel. I am on Facebook though. The best way to get in touch with me is through my town email. I also have still posted, it's a website, and it's Steve, the number 4, and then towncouncil.com. That's Steve, the number 4, towncouncil.com. And that was my web page I used when I ran for town council. But all the information about who I am, what my campaign platform is, unsolicited recommendations about me. There's some videos there. If you want to learn more about me and my philosophy for governance, you can go there because that's all there. And then you can call me on my cell phone. My cell phone number is 301-639-0533. I'm very happy to take calls, emails, want to get together for a coffee. I've done that with a number of people. I enjoy that. So any way you want to reach out, I'm here to listen and learn.
Awesome. So we've been talking to Councilman Domotor today, and I want to thank our audience for tuning in again. I'm Donnamarie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty and sponsor of Talk of the Town, the Mount Airy Business and Leadership Interview Series. If you have a business in Mount Airy, or if you are a local leader and would like to be featured here, reach out to me and we will get you on our schedule. You can reach me directly at 301-466-3086 or donnamarie@northroprealty.com. And that's all. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Stop recording.